What's going on, everybody? This is an episode from the No Gimmicks Needed Wrestling podcast. Do you like podcasts and you want to see the full podcast? Make sure you check out the No Gimmicks Needed Wrestling podcast on all your podcast platforms, such as Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Stitcher, Spotify, iHeartRadio, among many others. But you're listening to the episode right here on YouTube, so make sure you hit that like button and below, and make sure you hit the subscribe button to NC Studios and NC Level Up for all your gaming needs. This is the Nerd Coalition. Enjoy the show.
Let's get on into this here real quick, because there was a report on the Madman's podcast by Andrew Zarian that Raw will revert to the TV14 rating starting next week, which is supposed to be July 18th.
Okay, so that has been debunked.
It has been
it's
debunked.
Not,
yes.
Yeah, it's not going to be July 18th. We don't have a date for it.
Yes, because like I said, it did come off as saying that, hey, you know, that was supposed to leak, whatever the case may be, because people was all getting excited, stuff like that. And then they said that this doesn't happen. They do plan on going TV14, but we just don't know when.
They gotta have somebody destroy the stage so they can make a new one. You know how Rhino would go and Jericho through the stage.
Yeah, that's how they try to do things. So here's my thing. I was like, and I'm like, as soon as everybody hears TV14, before I just get into this whole thing,
is it the trust, the money, around you?
Come on.
Let's get it on. Move to the music. I remember that Raw 2002. Y'all, when y'all first heard this, it was the first thing that went through y'all minds. Y'all was like, y'all heard that.
I was like, all right, yeah.
I think the last time I was here, I had mentioned that podcast I was on that let me do that Vince McMahon rant.
Yeah.
And I swear, it's like every time WWE drops news like this, I just feel like Q was on to something. I just feel like I was on to something, man. I'm sitting here like, look, I know Vince ain't 100% gone, but it's just like, you see what happens when you just even mention the words Vince in trouble. Shit changes for the better. Triple H is back. We about to go back to women pulling their boobs out like the lady did for DX. Like,
well, we're not doing that.
I know. But I don't know, man. Them Q was right t-shirts. They might be in production a little quicker is all I'm saying.
Here's my thing on it. Because if I know AEW drops shit like every single week. They're being like everybody's promos. I know they have more blood on there. USA probably looks at TNT and TBS and be like, okay, well, if they can be a little edgier, maybe WWE can be a little bit edgier also. But here's the thing. I don't think people truly understand what the hell's been going on here. Because they're like going back to TV14. I'm like, when you think of TV14, the first thing people think of is the Attitude Era. The Attitude Era is not coming back.
Hell no.
And it shouldn't come back, to be honest with you. Attitude Era was full of angles and crazy stuff, but the wrestling was not that great unless you was in the main event scene. Maybe upper mid card. And it was all about the storylines and all the immature stuff. Tits and ass is not coming back. Gravy bowl matches is not coming back. HLA is not coming back.
God damn.
Yeah, I'm saying all that stuff is not coming back, because here's the thing, y'all. They've been doing a TV14 project even though the thing says PG. They've been doing a TV14 product already. Brock Lesnar just said, was a shitbag on Smackdown. They muted him out. Andre Chase using the F word on NXT all the time.
Roman Reigns called Seth Rollins the N-word.
You know, they've been already doing TV14 stuff, and it's still been on PG, but that don't help the product.
Right.
Do you think with them being TV14 that they'll write it better for a teenager and not 2-year-olds?
Nope. I'm going to tell you why. Because they are still writing for an audience of one. And that audience is Vince. Despite Vince got 12 million hush money, and the Wall Street Journal already dug up something else on the McMahon family that it could be within a week that you could read no new stuff. But here, I'm dead serious. Like you gonna keep getting them stuff. But in the meantime, he's still there. He's still head of the creative. He's still ripping up the script. So, with that even being said, it's an audience of one, and besides, it's not even about just writing for a more TV14 style audience. Two things has to happen if you want Raw to get better. Number one, you gotta go back to 2 hours. It's number one. It's been 10 years since Raw has been 3 hours. And here's the thing, that wasn't a WWE thing, that was a USA thing. It's hard to write a 3-hour show and make it interesting every single week.
Well, that's not gonna happen.
Say what?
That's not gonna happen.
It's not. I would say that's why the 3-hour show.
That money is too good for that 3 hours. Unfortunately.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Exactly. They're gonna want them. We're gonna do what USA want to do because they pay that money for that. So yeah, that money's too good to go back to the 2-hour format. That and the writing team has to change, or the direction of the writing has to change. You have little TV14 stuff that's going on in here, but however, it's still not going to work. Like, honestly, say if on a regular Raw, and then you just have out the blue Asuka kiss Becky Lynch. Does it make the show better? No, because you had two women kiss. Okay, wow, you got an arousing moment out of like for 3 seconds, but the show ain't better. You're not creating new stars. You're not doing any type of new storylines. You're giving us the same shit over and over and over again.
Right.
And it's not like it's not like WWE has to be TV14 to be successful, because some of the best storylines that we enjoyed was from the PG era of wrestling, because wrestling was PG before the Attitude Era. That 90s, Bret Hart, Shawn Michaels, Diesel, Undertaker, Razor Ramon, Goldust, Mankind, Vader, that's PG. Austin 316 says I just whooped your ass is from a PG era wrestling show. It ain't like it's My Little Pony out here, I'm just saying, but it was still, kids could watch that show. So they with Hulkamania and all that stuff like that. They had the stupid ass gimmicks, of course. The TV14 when they went more risque, but it's not. It ain't like 2008 came and they just became PG. That's just not what happened here.
Right.
So them even going TV PG, I paid no attention to it because it's not going to up the product. Y'all understand? They can do whatever they want. Y'all can keep sweeping stuff under the rug. Y'all can keep putting a band-aid over everything. Nothing will change or get better with the product until Vince McMahon is gone. Or unless there's a threat to the company. That's what the whole Attitude Era happened for, because they was going bankrupt and WCW was on that ass. They was forced to change. If WCW never happened and Vinny Vegas was the champion and still run the 90s, then guess what? They wouldn't have even done the Attitude Era.
Yeah, they should.
So they would have never even done Ruthless Aggression if he ain't buy all the wrestling companies. He ain't overloading a roster. The Ruthless Aggression was for them to have a competition within themselves. All that would never happen if nothing was ever threatened. Nothing is AEW is big. Yes, it's bigger than Impact was at that time, and AEW is the second show, but they're not a threat to Vince McMahon. They're not a WWE who makes billions of dollars in their sleep. The Super Bowl or the NBA All-Star Game or the World Series or Dancing with the fucking Stars are threats to Raw.
But they don't care about the ratings because they're going to get the money anyway. There's no threat there. So if there's no threat, there's no need to change. TV14 ain't going to help that. You can have a TV14 thing, and it's just like, okay, but where's the angle? If somebody start doing like, you know, how they used to, like when somebody wrote all that racist stuff on the Nation Domination's locker room, oh, we're risque, but where's the story going? What are we going to do in Bobby Lashley's locker room? Why? Oh my God, it's risque. Oh my God, he said shit on TV because he already been saying it. Are y'all bringing back bra and panty matches? I doubt it. I doubt you're going to see Asuka in a bra and panties match. She'll leave.
Let's act like she ain't do 50,000 of them in Japan.
Yeah, in Japan, yeah, I know about saying, but she ain't gonna do it here in wrestling. I mean, not WWE. Especially not to women. Why would? And first of all, why would they do that when they are investigating this guy who's been sitting around?
They're not gonna do it at all.
What you say?
Oh yeah, you're right.
They're not gonna do it at all.
Exactly. When they investigate this guy who gave away over $12 million in hush money because of these affairs that he's had with these women, why would you even do something like that? You won't.
Vince is insensitive though, so I wouldn't put it past him, honestly.
You said what?
I said Vince is insensitive though. I wouldn't put it past him.
Oh, he's insensitive about saying, but right now, it's like, let something like that come up, because right now everybody knows. Because right now it ain't like, you know, Fightful or Wrestling Inc. reported Vince McMahon was paid $12 million hush money. The Wall Street Journal, CNN, MSNBC, like the news channels that's reporting on, it's like. Biden goes to Saudi Arabia, and Vince McMahon is doing. He's in the world news. People now know about this is bigger than a wrestling thing, and all they got to do is to see some women stripped down in her bra and panties, getting knocked out in the ring, oiled up with baby oil in a beach ball fight. Like that's not going to fly. Everybody be trying to drop
foam at the mouth.
Exactly. He may be foam about saying, but everybody want to automatically, yo, we gotta get rid of WWE, or they're gonna have to force him to resign because that they won't even do that no more. TV14 wouldn't even help that. If you want to help out the product and get the product better, for at least for Raw, it may be 2 hours, but even right now, SmackDown's 2 hours, and SmackDown sucks like shit right now too. Roman can't even say that show no more. Roman can't even say the show no more. So it's all about who are you writing, who's what the writing team is writing for, and they have to write to an audience of one. And once that audience of one changes, or there's a new power in there that's behind creative, to actually, and then you know when the talent can work with the creative. I mean, come on. When you had the Brett and Shawn rivalry in the 90s, you had the talent and the writing that coped with the talent. Final thoughts, like I said, I knew that conscience was probably going to be taken over a little bit, but do you have anything that you think will make the product better if they even do a TV14 style rating?
Just don't treat people stupid and write it for a wide range of like write it as if you're watching a show. And don't gotta be a kid show, just a show. You just start from a show first.
Or like a human interaction show. Like one thing I hate is dumb babyface syndrome.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's a fact.
I hate like back in that like Stone Cold, The Rock, Kurt was a face. American Badass, Undertaker. They weren't stupid as babyfaces. They didn't allow certain heels to, you know, make them look extremely stupid all the time. Right. Sometimes they did, but not all the time, because they just had that stupid. Bianca Belair gets counted out because like some music is heard, so she got distracted. I'm like,
Why? Or like, you know, like if somebody hears the music and then they turn around and then they get real distracted. They wait for somebody to come down and nobody comes down. And they get on the roll. I'm like, oh my god, this dumb babyface stuff. Or they get their ass beat and they start smiling and shit. Like, how about you start treating people like people? Like, what would you really do? Like, if Judgment Day beat up my son Dominic, why am I in the ring letting him talk? Mysterio. This is the rare shit that happened on Raw the past week.
I mean, Damian Priest is like 2 times his size.
And?
Yeah.
Somebody touched my daughter.
That's my son.
You know, like,
well, that's Eddie. Yes, first of all, that's Eddie's son. So, like,
all right, would it be Uncle Ray then?
That's my nephew. Yeah.
If somebody putting their hands on the kid, you know what I'm saying? Whether I walk in and see him getting ass up or not, it's like you're gonna get a fury of these hands. And I say make the shit more realistic to how an actual human being would act in that situation. You know, it doesn't take a genius. Like, sometimes you can just make simple shit happen. Like, why in the hell is Carmella getting all these title shots? And everybody says because she's a fill-in. I'm like, you can build in a better fill-in than Carmella.
She's probably been getting filled in. Yeah, man.
Yo, they said Carmella and Corey Graves going to finish what Edge and Lita started.
Probably. I wouldn't put it past him. You heard how he was talking last week.
Last Sex Celebration, yeah. Because let's bring that back, right?
Yeah, I mean, that was one of the highest rated segments ever.
Exactly. Yeah. They so not doing that again. No. Like I said, when you got somebody, they got Hushman out. If Vince was like, you know what, I'm blowing up the whole bridge and everybody coming down with me, then you know, yeah, let him go ahead and do that. And shit, I'll tell you, the next day, they ain't gonna be good for WWE, for the people involved, and Vince McMahon himself. Just saying. So, TV14 is not gonna change a damn thing.